Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today we have another gem of a show because they're all gems on this channel. And I hope you're having a gem of a day. And we're going to get right into the quote of the day because it's something that comes up a lot in your life. You can't handle the truth. Let's say that one more time. You can't handle the truth. Sometimes you get the truth, but you really can't handle it. This isn't just in breakups, but to stay on topic, we're going to stick to the script. Actually, you can't accept it, so you unconsciously or subconsciously negotiate with it and reshape it. Or you go all in and just don't believe it. This actually comes up a lot. People will share their breakup story with me. We'll unpack some things. And they'll basically say, well, she said she's leaving because I didn't spend enough time with her and she didn't trust me. And then they'll say, but I don't think that's what really was the problem. Okay, so why would she lie and why don't you trust her? You know, if your ex tells you something, especially something significant like I'm seeing someone else, yet you don't believe them, then your relationship is already doomed because you don't trust her. Now, you might be thinking, why wouldn't someone believe that? They don't want to believe it. Or the fact that someone wants to believe that my ex is seeing someone else, but they're inferior to me. They don't measure up with me. This guy's a loser, right? If they tell you the truth that they're seeing someone else and you choose to believe that who they're seeing is a loser, that's just you being a poor loser. That's you not accepting a present situation. She's into someone else, present moment. Now, if someone lied about that, now that's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball of wax. If an individual wants to hurt you by saying something like that, that's another reason to just let them go. The real problem is a lot of times you can't accept the truth. She's seeing someone else, not you. Think about that for a minute. You want to come up with all these reasons why it's not good for her. It's not the right guy for her, but really it's not good for you. So you negotiate the truth. If she's seeing someone else, she doesn't see him the same way you see him. Right? So let's get right into the story. We got 7 on deck. If you have questions, concerns, advice for this individual, throw it in the stream. If you're watching after the fact, throw it in the comments. Right? Michelle Rivera, I'll get to your question when I get done with this story. Eduardo Martinez, welcome. Skinner, always welcome on this channel. Glad to have you on. It's kind of a new format. We'll have 2 stories on deck, a couple poems to throw in here. So stay tuned. Hey, coach, love the show and your takes. I just broke up with my ex 3 weeks ago. I'm 46 and she's 28. I know it's a big age difference, but I look damn young for my age. We'll go for you. 46 is young in these years, right? If you really think about it, there's no reason that you can't be looking your best in your 40s or your 50s more than ever before with all we have technology-wise, fitness-wise, diet-wise. You have all the tools to look your best into your 40s and 50s, right? And that's something that I choose to believe because I'm in my 40s also. I know it's a big age difference. So you got 46 to 28. It is a big age difference. Let's not erase that or take away that value. You got, let's see if I can do the math here. 18 years? Yeah. 18 years is significant. But here's the big part. You in your mid 40s have a lot more wisdom, life experience, I would hope, than someone at 28. She's still in the pinnacle of her looks, hopefully. She has a lot of options. And if things don't go right, there's a good chance that she could stray. And let's just face it, this is one of those things where people can't handle the truth. I believe you when you say you look damn young for your age, and the fact that you pulled a woman that's 28, good for you. Kudos. Congratulations. I'm excited for you. I'd shake your hand. But the reality is that woman also knows, yeah, my boyfriend's 46. And if there's something that comes up that's a little bit younger, and at the time that you guys are in a fight or something, she's probably going to skirt out the back door, right? She's going to have more options at 28. And there's going to be more disagreements based on morals and values, outlooks, just because of your age difference. You grew up in different decades. I've seen this again and again, and I don't have a problem with the age difference, but it becomes a problem in your relationship because you have different outlooks. Just think about, if you're 46, who you were and how you thought when you were in your late 20s. Do that for a moment. My point is, great that you have a relationship going, great that you look young, but just be aware the odds are against you to stay together long term. And here's the tough part. When you're in your mid 40s as a man, you're looking for, I think this is time that I'd settle down. I think she's the one. So you have more skin in the game. You have more interest in prolonging that relationship than she does most of the time. Because like I said, she just has more options. I've seen this again and again. And here's the thing. Women in their late 20s are attracted to men in their 40s because of their maturity. Maybe it's where they're at in life financially, right? But the reality is, more times than not, the age is going to be a problem based on wisdom, based on life experience. The first week, I thought we were working through things. So I know there's a big age difference from age. We broke up 3 weeks ago, just to get back on deck. He's 46, she's 28. First week, I thought we were working through things. Then she told me that she had to be honest with me and that she was talking to another guy from her past. I instantly demanded the details on this guy from the past. She claimed that she didn't need to go there with me and that we were broken up now. She just wanted to be honest about things. She used the words transparent too. Well, here's the thing. Can you handle it? Which pissed me off because it was anything but transparent. We agreed when we broke up that we'd still see each other and work through things. Okay, but you're broken up, or it's a break or whatever. Okay, if you're broken up and she tells you, I just want to let you know I'm seeing someone else, it hurts. Don't negotiate that as something that, actually we had you're broken up. She's telling you the truth. What part of that is not transparent? The main problem was really her spending way too much money. I couldn't keep up with the bills. She charged everything on my card, and she liked to order junk food from Amazon. Junk from Amazon, not junk food. I'll leave it at that. I make over 100K a year, own 2 homes, and before we got together, had a lot of rainy day money in the bank. She basically treated that account as petty cash for her. We'd fight over this, then we'd make up with sex, or her kissing me and saying sorry. I'd always give in, and she'd continue to do the same crap. So then you got a playbook. She spends too much money. You get upset. She gives you outstanding intimacy or kisses your ass, and you accept that as okay. Now you think, well, that's not right. That's not fair. No, that's a playbook. You were a part of it. She scored when she wanted to score using the same playbook. Okay. And you know what? That's been going on since the beginning of time. Also, from the outside in, this age gap where you look really young, and I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt on that, right? There's a lot of young 46-year-olds out there looking good, and you make a lot of money. Go for you, a couple feathers in the cap. But obviously, one of the big things that she's attracted to is spending your money. Face that truth. We'd fight. I had friends tell me she was using me. I still don't believe that, but it's possible looking back. Well, it's your definition of what using is. Maybe it was an exchange. Now that she's seeing another guy 1 week out of the breakup. Well, you told me It's been 3 weeks. Okay. I'm wondering, did she even love me? Bottom line is she told you, so she let you know, and you did break up, and you had a distinct issue about money. It doesn't sound like that was going to be going away. We were together for 2.5 years. Can someone get used for that long? Well, it depends on your definition of used, right? I mean, I don't know if it's, if a woman in a relationship likes to spend money or likes to spend their boyfriend or husband's money on junk on Amazon, but you accept that behavior, how are you being used? If it's I'm sure at times in the beginning it was your pleasure for her to run wild and do whatever the hell she wanted with your money, right? You participated in that. That's the part you're not getting. So whether you feel like, oh, I was used, which is a victim line, or you know what, I was turning a blind eye because the intimacy and the attraction was so outstanding that I accepted that part of the relationship. See how that's different than, oh, I just got used. I couldn't get over, excuse me for a minute. I'm gonna put on that music in the background. Lost my spot here. We were together for 2.5 years. Can someone get used for that long? I couldn't get over the fact that this guy was from her past. I know she had 3 serious boyfriends before me, but I thought they were all bozo loser types. I haven't heard the word bozo in years. None made or had the money I did. One was in jail last I heard, so I'm thinking between the other two, I did some digging on social media, but didn't find much. I'm seriously thinking of hiring a private eye. I just feel I need to know who's my competition at this point because I'm not giving up on this woman that easy. Well, go ahead and get your private eye and don't give up. But guess what? Another one bites the dust, my friend. Face the truth on this. She's 28, you're 46. She was spending a lot of your money. You weren't happy with it. But on top of all that, she's seeing someone else. This isn't a competition. She didn't ask you to compete. There's going to be no prizes at the end of this. I'll tell you right now. The best thing you can do is keep your balls and dignity intact and reread this story. Maybe rewatch this video a few times and get to the part where you go, yeah, I'm just going to accept the fact that she's seeing someone else right now. Here's the thing about that is someone starts seeing someone else. They tell you that. You don't like it. So you go, oh, this guy's a loser. So, she could do better. Here's the facts. You go from a boyfriend of 2.5 years to competing with another guy who's hooking up with your girl or your ex-girl. Where does that put you? You went from starter to wiping the floors and getting the water. Don't do it. It's going to be a hard fall. And it's not going to be one of those things where even if she let you in this race, let's just say that she goes, yeah, okay, you know what? We can still see each other, but I'm just telling you the truth. I'm seeing other people. Are you able to see other people? At 46, do you have a bunch of 20-something-year-olds lined up? That's the part that's hard when a lot of guys that are in their 40s, they date something 20-something. They don't have those lined up. They get an acquired taste for that. And then it's like, oh, all the women I see on the dating apps that are my age are horrible, right? You're going to be swimming in a different pond. My thing is, if this woman has good looks, which I'm assuming she does because that's why you'd put up with this shit, right? She's got options. Question is, do you want to put your forever young 46-year-old body on the line and get back out there and prove to yourself that you're not someone to be used? Get a private eye. Go ahead. What's that going to accomplish? I'll tell you this. It's probably going to hurt you some more. It's probably going to reaffirm that she's not into you anymore. I did some digging on social media, but didn't find much. I'm seriously thinking of hiring a private eye. I just feel I need to know who's my competition at this point because I'm not giving up on this woman that easy. Jeez. In my life, I've always been pretty good at attracting women, and women regularly flirt with me. Prove it. I've been going to the gym since I was 12. Okay, I believe you. I've considered trying to make her jealous with some pics, and I can post with some other chicks, maybe even stage something with a photographer. I've heard this really works. If your woman is younger and has a big ego, it does. It does. In this particular case, she's seeing someone else already. Here's the rub on that. Let's say you get some chick to take pictures with you and it doesn't work. How hard of a fall is that? That's the consequence of that. And then if it does work, it doesn't erase the fact that she's spending your money and you don't like it. So how do you win there? I feel like I can swing her attention back my way, then I have a real chance. What's your suggestions on my pursuit of this woman? Seek the truth, my friend. I'm not saying it's over. I don't know enough about this, so you'd have to do a live coaching session to give me more details, fill me in a little deeper. But as it stands right now, based on what you told me, you can't handle the truth, man. She's seeing someone else 1 week after a 2.5-year relationship. That doesn't mean it's over, but that doesn't mean you get a private eye and you start asking her out 15 times. Right? If you're good with women, prove it. Get back out there then. If you're hung up on this one, take time, take a relationship fast, but don't chase. Do not chase on this one. All right, I'm going to check in on the live stream really quick. Okay. What is this from the... It's tough listening to someone justify chasing after people who devalue them. Well, also, it's like, it's one of those things also, you got to look at it like this, right? Just told you to see someone else. Told you the truth. Oh, it's not transparent. We agreed that we'd see each other again. So what? You broke up. Now she's seeing someone else. It hurts. I'm with you. Competing, hiring a private eye? Come on, man. I think he should focus on himself and let his work speak for him. Who knows? He might find somebody else equal or higher value along the way. No contact is his best bet. Eduardo Martinez, thank you for that. Michelle Rivera, opinions on when you shouldn't try to get your ex back. Well, give me some examples of what you want to know. Chris the Critic, always welcome. We got another story on deck. Before we get into that, maybe I'll just drop this poem I wrote for this individual, for this live stream, shaking things up a little bit. 10 on deck, 3 likes. I do appreciate it. Do you negotiate the truth? Don't we all sometimes? Do you ever think about that? Do you negotiate the truth? It's like, nah, I don't believe that. Well, what are you not being honest about to yourself, whether it's a relationship or something else? Right? What are you not being honest about to yourself? And that's what really helps when you book a live coaching session or write your story out. Because when I unpack it, it kind of comes, people go, you know what? That was therapeutic. I never saw it that way. Put your story together. Send it in. So really, really quick. You can't handle the truth. Yes, I can, screams the man. She's seeing some new guy. But why? She's just seeing another guy. Who and why? She's not with you anymore. I know, but I love her. She doesn't love you anymore. Or maybe she still does, minus the monogamy. Can you handle that truth? She's just emotional. She's not thinking straight. I just need to talk to her. She won't answer calls. She's busy with that new guy. But why? We had 2 years. of bliss. I want this guy to drink my piss. I love her. Yes, you do. But she's seeing another guy. She told you that too. What do? Accept it and move on. If you're so good, you'll find another fish in the sea. She wasn't a fish. I hate the sea. She was a mermaid, a unicorn. She was fucking my girlfriend. She's seen another guy. She told you. I know, but he's a loser, a degenerate, a fraud, a phony. I'm a real man. She's seeing this guy. Can't you accept that? No, she's my girlfriend and I love her. Well, today, right now, she told you she's seeing this guy. And by the way, you're broken up now. She's free to see this other guy. I know. You know, but can you accept it? I can't and I won't. So there. That's fine, but that doesn't change shit. So stay in that love pit. Follow her, try to call her, compete for her. Only one more question. What are you chasing? My girlfriend, my lover, my soulmate. Wrong. Dead wrong. You're chasing the past. Today she's seeing another guy and you've been broken up for 3 weeks. Pack your bags. Go on a trip. And don't forget your balls and your dignity. Put them in the carry-on bag and don't forget to check in if you still got them. If you are to love again or to accept this undeniable truth, your balls and that dignity by your side at all times. Travel well, make no stops until you accept the goddamn truth. Then get off the train or the plane, feel the sun, feel the free, and smile with glee. All right. What do we got here? Why do women monkey branch? Good question. Why do men monkey branch? Mr. Todd Z. I don't know why that would be hidden from the camera here. Why do women monkey branch? Well, monkey branch technically means you get out of a relationship, you get into a new relationship immediately. Men do it too. But here's the thing. Let's just put this in the category of people. People, humans, not men or women, not masculine or feminine. Let's go back a little bit and just simplify this. People who have more options and have options when they break up based on their looks, based on their environment that they're in. Because there's some people that just might be in an environment that has a lot of thirsty counterparts, such as universities, right? They can pivot out of a relationship quickly. Now, the other person on the other end, it's not fair. If you had the same options, would it be fair? Secondly, people just don't think the same. Some people can't be alone. You know people like this, you're like, wow, every time they break up, they find someone right away. That's not by accident. They keep back burners on the stove. They know that if they break up, they don't like to be alone for too long. And so they keep some people on the back burners. Like, women get accused of this more than men, but women just get pursued more than men. Right? So, but men are completely capable of doing the same thing. Right? Men are more bitter about it. Women are more jealous about it. There's a difference, right? Bitterness and jealousy are two different things. Gyms. Can I call you Jimmy? Consciously, subconsciously, females like high-value men. No beta needy guys. Absolutely. Sure. I agree with you. Right? And I'm sure you have a complete definition of what a high-value man is. And this is where it gets this statement of a high-value man, right? That would be different in different cultures, different dynamics, different parts of the world, right? But it's not an absolute, okay? It's not an absolute. Nothing's an absolute in that field. I wonder if there's a term for post-breakup denial. Well, I guess you could just say denial. What, post-breakup denial. People don't want to believe what's in the front of their faces, right? They don't want to believe it. And that's why it's important to write your story out. It really helps out. It really does. Grief leans more over to death, I feel. Well, you know what? Some people compare breakups to like a death in the family, but the person still, if the person quote unquote ghosts them or never talks to them again or is completely out of their life, I can see how there can be some serious grief on that. And it depends on how close you were. I've always said this: if you live together and you were together all the time, there can be some serious grief afterwards, like you lost someone in a family, right? And some people would say, oh, that's not comparable. It's up to the individual. It's up to the individual. This is you want to ask me what I know about helping people with their breakups for years now, and different cultures, different parts of the world, different ages. We all think different. See, this is what's different. We used to live in tribes, right? We used to live in small groups where we had the same morals and values. Now with the internet and everything, everyone's crossed up. You could go one day, Eduardo Martinez can go one day with, a gym plan, a way of looking at life, and then he could read an article the very next day somewhere on the internet and go, you know what, I changed my thinking a bit. You're being influenced so much more by outside forces on the internet that your outlook is extremely splintered day to day. And so this affects relationships. Death of your identity that was tied to that relationship. Well, that's interesting. That can come up, Jims. If your identity was one that, for example, a lot of times when a guy's 20 years older or 15 years older and he's dating someone that he thinks is beautiful and he's so proud to be walking around with her, he brags about it, this, that, and the other, it's going to be a hard fall if they break up because it's hard to replace that, where she's going to be able to slide into something a lot quicker that's comparable or better. What's the best way to break up with someone who is just toxic? I'd have to know your story. Write your story into writemac.com and I'll tell you how to do it with that specific case. My biggest thing is get tailored advice. So what you perceive as toxic, I'd want to look at it with you and unpack it a little bit, because sometimes people come to me with something that it's really actually helpful if you come to me right when you're thinking about breaking up, because breaking up's harder than you think, and sometimes you're overreacting. But if you're with someone that's toxic, how are they toxic? What ways are they toxic? Are they manipulative? Are they pushy? Are they this, right? That's a pretty broad word, broad umbrella, Parisa. But bottom line is, if you believe they're toxic, why are you putting up with it? Have you not set good boundaries? Are your expectations too low? There's a lot of things to that, right? So I'd need to know more to your individual story. Has this breakup channel changed your views on relationships, Mac? Absolutely. I've said this a ton of times. Like I said, what you realize is that there's no one size fits all. Everyone's got a story, perception, interpretation that needs to be heard. And the reality is a lot of people are not staying together because their morals and values don't line up long term. They're distracted. They're not in it to win it, to stay together as long. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, you got to be at your best to have your best options. Does it affect your physique? My body? No, I've always been someone that valued exercise and cared about my body. So I don't know if the breakup channel affected my body, if that's what you mean by it. Maybe that's not the word you meant to use and it was an auto type. But yeah, of course, anything you do where you're gathering information and intel is going to change your view on stuff. And bottom line is, relationships long term, they're going to be tougher in the future. Doesn't mean they're impossible. It's just going to be accepted more. I think a lot of people in the past stayed together long term because you're supposed to. That's what society does, thick and thin. It's like Mark Bennett was just asking me a couple days ago or yesterday on that live stream about do you think people can stay together 50 years like his parents? Yeah, they can. It's going to be rare. But someone's got to eat shit. Someone's got to be on the lower end of the this is the part that's tough. I don't think you're going to get a relationship where it's completely fair. It's going to be like this. And then sometimes it could turn. And then that has to be allowed. But if someone's in the relation, this isn't fair, it's probably going to fail. Can you talk about people who future fake in relationships? Can you elaborate or give me an example, Todd C? Does it affect your psyche? No, what I do with clients and whatnot, I look at your individual cases. So your individual stories. So does it affect my psyche? I suppose everything that you intake into your subconscious over years will change you. So like, look at this, Eduardo Martinez. I think you've been riding with this show for 2 or 3 years. You've changed since then, right? Not because of me, just because of information you've taken in. All right, it's 11 on deck, 7 likes. I appreciate it. Keep the questions and comments coming. I will get back to it. I do have another story to close out with. Let's pull that up. Hey, coach, this is my breakup. I'm 27. She's 25. I've been on and off with my girlfriend for 2 years now. We are planning on getting married and having kids. I couldn't overcome her smoking cigarettes and gaining weight. Well, that's a deathly combo. Those are reasons, I guess, to be upset with your girlfriend. Smokes a lot of cigarettes and gains weight. When we first met, she was 5'3" and 115 pounds, 120 pounds, thick and fit. I like them thick and fit myself. She was a daily jogger. She never really watched her diet, though, and her jogs weren't very long or tracked for miles. Then she hurt her ankle and stopped jogging altogether. That was about 6 months into the relationship. I thought nothing of it and even told her to lay off the ankle for a while. Then we went to the doctor together and she got some x-rays and the doctor said she could jog again. But she continued to complain about her ankle wasn't right. So do you believe her? Is it possible her ankle was really hurt? Her mother and sister, whom are both obese, told her she didn't need to exercise so much anyways. She also always smoked cigarettes, but when her cat died, she went from a half a pack a day to almost a pack and a half. Well, here's the interesting thing. So you started the relationship, she was thick and fit, so she wasn't slim, right? Which was fine with you. She smoked cigarettes when you started the relationship, which was fine with you. Okay. Now when those things, what I'm saying is her habits and her ways had a good chance to go up rather than down. Does that make sense? If she's thick, she's probably going to get thicker rather than slimmer. If she smokes cigarettes, she's probably going to smoke more cigarettes rather than less cigarettes. Right? What my point is, when you get into a relationship and there's some things that bother you and you kind of overlook them because intimacy is good and you're kind of getting along, but you're like deep down, you're like, I hate when she smokes cigarettes. Think about the idea this could get worse. Why do people smoke more cigarettes? Something bad happens. Things happen bad in life. That's the way they deal with things. Why is she smoking cigarettes, right? But if you accept it up front, you're not going to be able to negotiate it down the road 2 years, 3 years down the road. Like, hey, I'd like you to quit smoking cigarettes. It ain't going to work. And she just started she always smoked cigarettes, but when her cat died, she went from a half a pack a day to almost a pack and a half. Okay. And she just started to always smell like cigarettes. Major turnoff. Yeah, that is a major turnoff. And a year ago, I got her and I a gym membership, and I asked in a sit down talk if she'd consider quitting cigarettes. Well, buying someone a gym membership isn't going to get them into the gym. Okay. Doing a New Year's resolution is not going to get them into the gym. Do some hypnotherapy. That's something I do. Some hypnosis. Same for cigarettes. It's like, it's way deeper than just telling someone, hey, you should go to the gym. And here's what I've noticed: when it's your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend telling you to do things like that, it doesn't land well usually. It just doesn't. You're not a gym trainer. You're not a personal trainer probably, so that's just not going to land well. My question would be like, did you go to the gym a lot? She said she cut back, but she didn't. And she never went to the gym. And I don't know how it happened, but she gained about 30 pounds and seems okay with it all. Well, if she gained 30 pounds, she probably isn't exercising and eats too much bad food. I'm starting to think she's going to become like her mom, and that's a sad story of a human. Well, if she's 25, so you met on and off with my girlfriend for 2 years. So that's kind of a red flag that you're on and off again for 2 years. You met her at 23. You got to look at people's parents sometimes, because a lot of times as time goes on, they look and act more and more like them unless they move away, unless they disconnect from them for a long period of time. So going back to the last sentence, I'm starting to think she's going to become just like her mom, and that's a sad story of a human. She's obese, eats fast food all day, and also smokes in her house all day. Sounds incredible. Jeez. There's a lot of people like that, though. When we first met, we lived about 2 hours away from her mother, and she didn't talk about her much. And then 6 months ago, we moved back because her mother had some health issues, and my girlfriend drastically changed her habits and started being more like her mom. Well, if she hung out with her mom more, that's how she's gonna connect with her, right? You never said she doesn't like her mom, so if she still loves her mom, they bonded over cigarettes in the living room. Wow, I just got a visual on that. I didn't think anyone still smoked indoors. They do. The mom also didn't like me because she called me Joe Healthy. My name's not Joe, by the way. And made jokes about me looking so skinny that the wind would blow me over. Ha, ha, ha. 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend told me that she was talking to someone online and she felt I should know, but if it was okay with me, she'd like to have more open relationship. Wow. Then she told me whom she was talking to was a woman in her early 30s. I thought about after being shocked for a moment, then said, okay, let's meet her. So you were in that quick, huh? No pun intended. She wanted to meet at a fast food place, big red flag, but I was adamant not to invite her over to our place for the first meeting. Fast food's a big part. She was heavier than I hoped and didn't look like the pictures she sent, which were extremely photoshopped or filtered. Well, there you go. It's online, man. Good thing you met outside your house. My ex didn't seem to care as they bonded over a cigarette in the car. We went back to our place where I had a few drinks to loosen up, but really it felt like I was just a third wheel. This is horrible. They disappeared into the other room when I went to the bathroom. When I went to open the door, and it was locked. My ex came out to tell me that they would invite me in later, maybe if I was good. Wow. Now you're being spoken down to. I got pissed and told her, no, this wasn't going down. The other woman left. We had a fight about it. I called her fat and some other things. She called me a bunch of names, and then her mom came by to pick her up. She started swearing at me. It was a mess. The next day I wanted to talk. She blocked me on everything. Well, what's coming up to me right now is you said you guys have been off and on for 2 years. So you guys do this all the time. The problem is when people tell me they're off and on and they break up, to me, you've developed a playbook in your relationship where if someone doesn't get their way, they just break up. What happens is you never have a really good relationship because people are going for the kneecaps, and someone knows that they can get their way or win when they break up. Now, if she just blocked you on everything right after this event, you guys don't have a very good relationship to start with. And this idea that you don't like her being fat and cigarettes, it's not going away. So if it's not something you can accept, you better start betting on yourself and get yourself on deck. And this is where I say, like, just a few days ago, how many people think they're better than their ex, right? Can you do better? Can you find someone that doesn't smoke cigarettes and likes fast food, has a stogie with her mom in the living room with her feet up? If you don't like this, it ain't going away. You're 27 years old. Bet on yourself, dude. Now, 2 weeks later, which is now, she hasn't called or picked up the rest of her stuff. She left me with a lease I can't handle on my own, and I don't want to move from this place. Well, you got a lot of stuff going on here, but don't sacrifice. Here's what I would say. Just in the name of keeping your place and getting this lease, don't be with this woman. Okay? Deal with the consequences of getting out of this lease if they keep your deposit or what. But you need to get out of this relationship. Okay? Because this woman is toxic. You're not into her. You're going to make things worse. And you think by just saying, hey, I got you a gym membership, that it'll make everything better. Hey, cut back on your cigarettes. It ain't going to happen. She's becoming the mom already. She's got random she's talking to online. She's trying to get a threesome with you, which you thought, hey, maybe it'll be cool. And then you realize, well, her taste isn't the best. Bottom line is, this is a mess, but you got a way out. See, here's the thing. Oh, but what about my lease? Let it go, man. Oh, what about my credit? What about this? Don't sacrifice your life, your integrity, okay? Because if you settle in on this, you're going to start smoking cigarettes and eating at fast food places more. I don't know why I want her back or why I miss her so much. Well, it's ground zero. You were left in the house. You're lonely. You miss her, and she rejected your ass. See, this is the thing. Sometimes people get out in front early. She got out in front. She blocked you. She's probably ran this playbook before. She knows that you're a little bit more weaker as far as that goes. She's not a good girlfriend. She's no longer attracted. And why do I still want her back? Is there hope here? You got to get some therapy, bro. We got to talk about this in a live coaching session and get a little deeper. There's something deeper here that you're willing to go out with someone that you think's below you, that's not good looking, right? And that has bad health habits. What are yours? I'd have to talk to you about this, get a little deeper on it. Does that make sense? Right? All right, let's get into the live stream real quick. We got a few more on deck. I got about 5 minutes. Yeah, 5-10 minutes. Isadora Jovic. Stress eating is a thing. If he is asking her to go to the gym and insinuating that he doesn't like her the way she is, he is just stressing her. Break up. Yeah, I don't have. Listen, here's the thing about weight. Big women get love too. There's a whole field of BBW, right? Like, no problem with it. If that's not your thing, you're not going to buy her a gym membership and get her on that thing. If you don't like cigarettes, you're not going to change those habits by telling her. So I agree with you, Isadora. Mark Bennett, back on deck. Ever been a smoker, Mac? What are your thoughts on extroverts dating introverts? I've never smoked cigarettes. I've blazed some herb on occasion, being a California native. What's your thoughts on extroverts dating introverts? Opposites attract or too much of a contrast to work? Depends on so here's the thing. Good question, Mark Bennett. Thanks for being on deck. Thanks for participating in the live stream. I appreciate it, bud. To me, extroverts is one of those terms that's too broad, right? It's just like attachment theory. We put these boxes on people, right? Extrovert and introvert was invented by Carl Jung. Great man, has a lot of things, wrote a lot of books. But I think human beings are a little bit more intricate than two categories. Just my take. For example, I'm very extroverted, but I can be introverted at times. Does that make sense? So it's not just cut and dry, right? So it would be better if you were to scale an introvert or an extrovert. And by the way, you're going to individually categorize someone as an introvert or an extrovert based on what? Now, there are people that are just obvious introverts and obvious extroverts, right? Introverts that are extreme usually are the types that don't like to go out, don't like to hang out with a lot of people, right? but there's going to be moments where they might be more outgoing, right? It's a little bit deeper than just introvert, extrovert. What are their values? For example, if one's an extrovert and one's an introvert, but they both have the same religion and same culture, or if one's an extrovert and one's an introvert and they both make over 100K a year and live in the same area, that helps. You see what I'm saying? There's more to it. There's more to it. And how about this? The introvert that you're attracted to is highly, highly attractive to your eyes. That's going to make a difference on what you put up with. Preach. This topic about an on and off relationship, nail on the head. Thanks for posting again, Mac. Laura A., thank you. Bet on yourself. Definitely banked on that advice almost 3 years ago. Not looking back now. Thanks, Laura. Exactly. Bet on yourself. Personally, for me, I bet on myself. To find what a high value man looks like, your higher self. Looks, money, status, game. At that point, I started attracting versus chasing. Good for you, Jims. Seriously, play to win. Play to win. You know what? And if you're not ready to bet on yourself, that's okay. Go on a relationship fast. Take some time. Get back into the gym. Start running. Here's the thing. I'm gonna come back to this statement, this quote again and again, and I'll tell you what. Once this integrates into your mind, it'll change how you communicate with people. So write this down. Get a pen out. Stay tuned because this is valuable advice right now. What I see in you, I see in me. Look at it. When you start getting critical with people, myself included, you go, oh, this guy's really lazy. You know, this person's real. What part of you is lazy? What I see in you, I see in me. Someone say, well, that's not true. Take a look at it. Take a look at it a little deeper. A lot of times you're projecting you onto someone else. Well, she smokes cigarettes. She eats fast food. I don't. And why are you with her? Something inside of you is attracted to that. Something is attracted to that. Ever doing a live stream about social media after a breakup? Oh, I've talked about it many times. I could talk about it again, but I'll tell you, bottom line is stay off social media regardless. I always tell people go on a social media fast post breakup if you need a reason, because it is poisonous. It's probably one of the worst things people can do post breakup. And I'll add something to it. No contact is this big topic. I've been behind it. It doesn't apply to every breakup. I've actually told people before, go ahead and break the no contact if you want. And sometimes even breaking the no contact's good, right? Breaking the no contact's good when someone's chasing a partner or an ex that's actually not a good match for them or not a good relationship, because they're waiting around on a relationship that's not even good. So when they get rejected again, or that person shows their teeth again, right? They get a worse rejection, which isn't great. I'll prepare you for it. Look, this is maybe what's going to happen. They might reject you again, but now you know where they really stand. They don't want to work on things. And they're that person that you broke up with that you keep complaining about. All right, I got another short little poem here that I wrote in the wake of this story that we just read. Yes, I am. I'm back in California at the moment, Mr. Mark. Goes like this. Is there hope? Is there hope? The rope-a-dope. The world is full of hope on a jump rope. It's clear you're hurting. You're wondering. You don't know the future, but you'll take back the past to take away the uncertainty. You won't sit back and bathe in reflection. You won't consider the rejection. No, you want to live the same way, the familiar way. The path you've been walking for years, the path that starts and ends in the same place. To start a new journey means you don't know the ending. Only you never know the ending. It's best to start over. Only then you can know. Only then you can have a new ending. But again, you won't know that ending. You with me? So go ahead, start again. Where you know the ending? Just leave hope behind. Save that for the right time. A time of true yearning, not a time of blind certainty. Think about that for a minute. How many of you have blind certainty post-breakup? Oh, I hope we get back together. What are you not seeing? You're calling your ex fat, overweight. You said she smokes cigarettes. She's picking up randoms on the online internet that you're not attracted to and asking you to come play, but you have to wait outside for a few minutes. Right? You know what it is again and again and again? It's, I don't have anything else going on, and at least I know what I have in this. So I'll hope. But what are you really hoping for? Because if you just listen to that breakup story, right? The same thing's going to happen again. The guy's going to get sick of her antics. He's going to blow up and he's going to go for the kneecaps. You're fat. You're ugly. You smoke cigarettes. You're out of shape. Yeah, she knows that. You already told her. That's why she broke up with you. And now when you say, I want her back, I want this, I want that, you just want the certainty back. Because people are attracted to familiarity and certainty. That's why people stay in shitty jobs, 9 to 5, with some overtime, because they know the outcome. Give me the check every week. Tell me where to go. Tell me what to do. There's a lot of value in that. And then they complain about it because they're not willing to start a new path. And that's what happens in the breakups. Right? All right, folks, it's been good. It's been grand. I appreciate everyone on deck. Eduardo Martinez, Laura, welcome. Mr. Mark Bennett, always a pleasure. Isadora. Jims with 3 M's and 1 S. Todd C. Chris the Critic. Skinner. Michelle Rivera. Opinions on why you shouldn't get your ex back. Ooh, there's a lot of reasons. Right? Hope that helped today, folks. If you've got a breakup story you want to share, go to writemac.com, WRITEMAC.com. If you'd like to book a live coaching session where you talk to me for an hour or 2 hours about your situation, we can unpack that together, get to the bottom of things, develop some kind of useful information for moving forward. Or if you'd like to try some hypnotherapy, that's also on deck. Some hypnosis, go into trance, and change your subconscious. I do that now. Ong To, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Take care.